Hello and welcome everyone. This is Lalima, and in this video we are going to talk about logical sequence of SQL query execution. This is very important and commonly asked question in SQL interview. And using this question, interviewer usually wants to evaluate your query optimization knowledge. As we know that our query is a combination of select clause, from, where, group by, having, order by, join, count. So many clauses we use in our SQL query. But in the background, when we execute our query, sometimes it doesn't perform as per the expectation. Why? Because the way we write the query, it's not the way SQL execute the query. So today we'll see what is the sequence of SQL query execution, and this would help us to write the efficient query and optimize the performance. So this is our sample query, and it has all the possible clauses like select, distinct, on, join, group by, having. So based on this query, we will see what would be the sequence of query execution. So the very first part which going to execute in this query is from part. Using from, we choose the tables. Then it will join the another table, and based on the on condition, it bring the data from other table. Then it execute the where clause, and it filter the rows before any grouping. Then it apply group by and group the filtered data. After that having, so having always execute after group by and it filter data based on the group. After that select. Yes, in our query we write select at the very first, but in the SQL execution sequence it execute after applying all the join and filters. So using select we'll pick the resulting data. Now, if we using any distinct in our query, then after picking the resulting data, it remove the duplicates. Then after removing the duplicates, it sort the result, and at the end execute limit or offset to control how many rows we want to display in our result. So this is the logical sequence of any SQL query execution. So let's get back to our sample query. So here it execute from part first, then it will join the department table, and based on condition, it pick data from both employee and department table. After that, it apply the where clause and filter only the active result. Then it execute the group by and group the data based on the department name. Then it apply the having clause and filter based on this employee ID is greater than 5. Then it execute select statement and pick the resulting data, and then it apply listing and remove the duplicates, and after that it order by the resulting data in descending order, and then it offset or skip the 5 rows, and at the end it execute the limit to display only 10 rows. So this is the query execution sequence of this query, and based on this logic you can create execution plan of any query. Okay, now let's see why this execution order really matters. We know there are many clauses used in our query. We also know there are certain execution order needs to be followed in backend of the query. But at the end, we only want the output. If we are executing any query, then we need the output. So do we really need to understand the backend process? Do we really need to understand the execution plan? So the answer is yes. If you know the execution plan or if you know the execution sequence, then it will help you to debug the error. For example, there is one query. Can you tell me what is wrong in this query? If you observe closely, then you will find that in the where clause, the average salary is unknown here. Why? Because for the execution plan, from part will execute first, then where part. And in this where part, this average salary coming from the select part. So select part not executed yet. That's why in this where clause, this average salary is unknown. So if you know the execution order, you can easily debug your error. So in this case, what would you suggest? Can we write our query like this? But this is also wrong, because as per the execution, from will execute first, then where, and group by will execute after where. Also, group by work with the aggregate function, and where is work on the individual row. So the error is aggregate function, which is average salary, are not allowed in where clause. We know the sequence of the execution. That's why we know, okay, this average salary would not work with the where clause. So the correct way to write the query is use the group by and filter your answer using having clause. No need to use where, instead use the having clause. So if you know the query execution sequence, then it will help you to debug the error. Now second is it optimize the query performance. For example, here I am having two queries. One query is I'm selecting employee ID and salary from employee table where salary is greater than 75,000. And after that, I am sorting that result. So if I execute this query, I'm getting this result. Same way, the same query I'm writing into different way. For example, I'm first ordering or sorting all the salary from the employee table, and after that I'm putting the filter. So this would also give me the same result. So both query are giving me the same result. So now you tell me which query is the most optimized one, which query would use the less resources and give the faster result. So here also execution sequence help us, or execution plan help us to find out which query is optimized one. Here if you see this query, first form part, then where part, then order by, and then select. And in second query, it will first execute the inner query. So it will first execute from part, then order part, then select part. And from the outer query, it executes the from part, which is fourth number, then apply the filter, which is fifth number, and at the end, it will pick the result from the select part. So in query number 2, we are executing 6 operation or 6 clauses. But in query number 1, we are only executing 4 operation. So in this way, we can tell, okay, query number 1 is most optimized one. So by the knowledge of execution order, we can optimize our query performance. Next is it helps to write the complex query with confidence. Yes, if we have the knowledge, then we know where to use the subqueries, where we use to function, where we need to use the filters. So it helps us the confidence to write the complex query. The next is improve the readability and maintainability. It's very important. If we are writing any code, it should be readable and maintainable. And the last one is, this is very common question in most of the interviews and certification. Why? Because query optimization is very important. Using that, we can reduce our resources and improve our execution time. So that's why we need to know the execution order. So for your practice, I'm giving here another query. So just observe this query and try to write your execution plan. You can also write your answer into comment section. So it would help to others as well for their understanding. Also, if you have any point or question or tips related to the execution performance or execution plan, then please do comment into the comment section. Also, I would like to share with you my Udemy course, which I have recently published. And this course is filled with practice tests, coding exercises, quizzes, and real-time case studies for data analysis. So please try it once. And if you need any coupon code, then please do let me know in comment section. I will share with you the coupon code or the discounted code, whichever is applicable during that time. So yeah, that's it. So thank you so much. I hope you like this video. So please do like, share, and comment, and also subscribe my channel. So I'll see you in next video. Till then, thank you and take care.